Jabberscotch, skibbidibby, skibbidi jabberscotch. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my playthrough of Final Fantasy I, the game that started it all. We're going to go on a journey with 4 light warriors, so let's just get to it. The world is veiled in darkness, the wind stops, the sea is wild, and the earth begins to rot. The people wait, their only hope, a prophecy. When the world is in darkness, 4 warriors will come. After a long journey, 4 young warriors arrive, each holding an orb. First things first, we need to pick our party, and I always bring a fighter and a white mage. The other 2 are less important. A red mage can do both white and black magic, but he can only learn certain spells. I'm okay with that though, because this guy can use better weapons and armor. Spells in this game are not MP based like in later games. You get a finite number of spell charges, and for a black mage, once they're gone, you're not much use in combat. A black belt is an amazing character because you don't have to equip them with anything for them to be a strong fighter. This frees up inventory space, and at the end of the game, items start to have magical properties, so this will allow him to cast spells. But the thief is what I'm going with. He kind of sucks through the first half of the game, but in the end, he gets a katana. Who doesn't want a katana? I love the Final Fantasy series, and this is the first one I ever played. In fact, I played them all in order, including the original 2 and 3 that were Japanese releases only. I didn't play them as a kid though. I had a mod chip and a PS Deuce back in college and had all the NES games on it. And one day, I fired this one up. We start out next to this town and castle. Let's just talk to some folks and see what's going on. This is Corneria. Alright, this right here is like a little see your face upon the clean water. How dirty. Come, wash your face. I am Erlon, the damn. We don't care. Nothing here. Well, that's because you moved out of my way. Warriors, revive the power of the orbs. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to say that to you. Please save the princess. Okay, we're getting some info now. Lucan left this town to join his colleagues at Crescent Lake. Okay, Crescent Lake is a place we're going to go much, much later. I guess we'll look for Lucan when we get there. The king is sure that someday the Light Warriors will come to save the princess, just as in Lucan's prophecy. Okay, well, we're here, so he's right. Please save the princess. Okay, some of these people have repeat dialogue. And you. Our home is Provoca, a beautiful port city far east of here. Well, we'll go there eventually, too. Alright, so first off, we gotta buy ourselves some weapons and armor, otherwise we're gonna be no use in combat. And then we're going to go outside and level up. So 3 of our characters can equip the rapier sword, so we're just going to buy those real quick. And our white mage is only able to equip the iron hammer, so we're going to buy that for him. And unfortunately, in this game, you can't buy items in quantities greater than 1. So later on, when we have to buy potions for healing, we're going to buy 99 of them by clicking the damn button 99 times. This is one of the things that they fixed in later versions of the game, but for now, we're just going to have to click through it, and I'm not going to make you sit through it when I have to buy all those potions. I will cut that out, and in fact, I'm going to cut out a lot of the battles too, so that you don't have to see such repetition. Okay, on to armor. Our cloth armor here, we're going to buy for our white mage. We're going to buy chain armor for the fighter and the red mage, and wooden armor for our thief. Alright, perfect. Now we just have to go into the menu and equip it just like we did with our swords. So as you can see, everybody has their own inventory for weapons and armor. Like I said, later on in the game, a lot of the weapons and armor are going to have magical properties that allow you to cast spells like heal and lightning. And your inventory fills up fast. So for those of you that have black belts in your party, that's a good choice. Let's see what this guy's got to say. The king is looking for the light warriors. You do not happen to be them, do you? Well, I do, actually. I'm pretty sure most of these people say the same thing. Yes. Okay. You? Anything different? No? Okay, great. Light warriors, just as Lucan's prophecy. Garland has kidnapped the princess. Please help her. Well, where is she? How am I supposed to help? What would you like me to do? Well, fortunately for us, there's a guy down here to the left that knows where she is, so let's talk to him. Reports say that Garland holds the princess in a temple to the northwest. Alright, well, thank you for being more concerned about the king's daughter than, say, oh, I don't know, the king. Thanks for the help, bud. Okay, so there are some rooms in here that we can go in, and we can talk to some other people, so let's check it out. Oh, my sister. Well, that makes you a princess, too. You got another princess. Do we really need to save this girl? Alright, let's go up here. I already know what's up here, but just for sake of exploring and showing you everything, I'm going to go up here and take a look at these rooms up here that we won't be able to go in just yet. 400 years ago, the treasury was locked by the mystic key. Our ancestors gave the key to the Prince of Elfland for safekeeping. Okay, well, that's these two rooms here, and we're not going to be able to go in without the mystic key. Does this guy say anything useful? No, same thing as last guy. Okay, and this door is also locked by the mystic key. We're going to see that a lot. There's going to be a few dungeons that we go to that we'll have to revisit once we get the mystic key. But for now, let's go and talk to these people who are shuffling around down there. How do I get down there, though? Just kind of dawned on me it probably would have been easier if I would have exited up top and come back in the castle, but that's okay. The castle music is really good, so let's just enjoy it. Boo boo, skibidi squibby boo. Sadness, the queen locked herself inside. No, she didn't. The door was wide open. I am Jane. Alright, well, you don't know how to lock a door, Jane, and this guy doesn't know what that means anyway, so let's talk to this girl here. Yep, working on it. There's an invisible person here. Let's talk to the ghost. And then see if this guy has anything useful to say. Until what? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright. So we're going to head up to the northwest and find Garland, but before we do that, I'm going to level up. You don't need to level up. You can totally beat this guy at level 1, but there's some enemies in that cave that we're going to go to that are a little tough, and just for the sake of making this a little bit easier, and because I want to show you all the enemies in the game, I'm going to level up right now. In fact, I'm not going to run away from too many battles in this game, if any at all, if I can help it. I want to show you all the enemies because some programmer somewhere worked really hard to put them all in here, and we're going to experience it all together. So there's going to be plenty of times where I'm just going to walk around in search of a random battle so that I can battle all the enemies in the game that I know of. And so there's going to be a lot of repetition. I promise. I'm going to cut those battles out. But this is going to save me from having to actually do any grinding later. Grinding is one of those things in RPGs that a lot of people don't like, and I don't really like it either. Grinding involves walking back and forth aimlessly, not progressing the story at all, fighting the same enemies over and over again just to gain the experience to raise your level in order to more easily progress in the game. I don't like doing that, and so instead of running away from a lot of battles like most people do in playthroughs or walkthroughs on YouTube, I'm going to fight them all. I'm just going to cut some of them out. But I'm not going to cut any out right here, because I want to show you what it's like when you have to level up. You just walk back and forth, fighting the same thing over and over again until you gain a level. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to make sure I get to level 2 before I go to the next part of the game, because there's a couple of enemies on the way to the next spot that we're going to that I'm afraid of. One of them in particular is called a mad pony. It's a horse that can come at you in groups of 4, and if you fight 4 of them, at this point in the game, I'm just going to die. And I don't want to do that, so I'm going to level up to level 2, and then putz around above the castle here to show you some of the other enemies in the game once I do that. So the way that it works in this game is it's kind of a grid system. And in the grid that we're in right now, below the castle, the only thing that we're going to fight are these imps. The programmers put it like that on purpose so that you could do exactly what I'm doing right now, leveling up. Once we go above the castle, though, we're going to encounter all kinds of stuff. We're going to encounter a different version of an imp, wolves. There's going to be the possibility of the Mad Pony, as I mentioned already, and some other stuff. So we're going to level up below the castle now, so that when we fight those tougher enemies on the way to the first dungeon, we're better equipped to deal with them. So once again, just going to keep doing this over and over again, and we'll just enjoy the battle music. Okay. What do we have here? Oh, more imps. So most of my characters should be able to one-shot an imp. I think they only have like 7 HP, something like that, 6 or 7 HP. They're one of the easier enemies in the game. So we're just going to keep fighting these until we level up, and we might level up right here. Nope. Let's check out and see how many more battles we're going to have to do here. Okay, looks like we'll probably only have to do 2 more, so let's do that. Oh, hello, imps. Missed. Okay, that's something that we're going to have to deal with a lot through the first part of the game here. Until we reach like level 7 or 8, we're going to miss a lot. And it makes some of these early battles that we're going to have to fight really, really tedious. So it looks like we only have 1 more battle to go, and it will once again be against some imps. Later fights in the game, once I show you an enemy for the first time, if I encounter it again, I'll likely just cut the battle out unless something interesting happens, like I level up or, I don't know, something fun in battle happens. But for the most part, I'm going to cut out repetitious battles. You'll still see that I get into the battle. I'll just cut the battle out, so you'll see the beginning and the end. And that way, you'll know how many battles you would get into should you play this game. But you won't have to sit through all of them. I want to show you the story, too. Okay. Oh, not enough? You've got to be kidding me. 1 more. Come on. Here we go. Hopefully this is enough here. Alright, don't miss. Perfect. Alright, so the good thing about leveling up is you're going to see we're going to get a lot of extra stats. We're going to get more HP, we're going to get some spell charges, we're going to get some agility, which will help us to dodge, I think. So every time we level up, we're going to receive all of this stuff. And just like when you have to buy items, you have to click through everybody one at a time, just like this. Fantastic. Now we're going to go back into town. We'll heal up at the inn. That'll restore all of our HP, and if we used any spells, it would restore those as well. We didn't buy any spells yet, but we will. Okay, on to the next part of the game. With this step, I go north. Oh, okay, so that's the other type of imp that I told you about. They're not much stronger than the ones that we've already fought. They just colored them blue and called them grimps. I don't know what the GR is supposed to stand for, like greater imp, grand imp, maybe it's supposed to be gray imp and they just made it blue. I don't know. But we're going to fight a bunch of those up here. We're still going to fight the same imps. They'll be around, but we'll also run into wolves and some other stuff. So there you go. I just showed you how whenever we battle the same enemy in repetition like that, I'm just going to cut the battles out. And I started to think that maybe I should go a little bit more north and see if we can... There we go. There's some wolves. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to take them both out by splitting my attacks up. We'll see. Well, not if we miss. Okay. And one of the things that they fixed in this game, you see how my white mage didn't attack anything? They fixed that in later versions of the game where it will auto-target just the next enemy in sequence. But if you happen to kill an enemy and you have one of the other people in your party attacking that same enemy, they just swing at the air and it's a wasted turn. So when you do fight these battles over and over again and fight the same enemies, a good tip that I have for you is just to try to remember how many HP all the enemies you're fighting have. That way, you can better judge how to split up your attacks based on what your characters are dealing as far as damage is concerned. Is there anything in this little marshy area? Anything different here? No. No, there's not. Alright, they're just imps. I'll just leave this battle in. Okay, like I said, I want to show you all the enemies in the game, and there's a couple more up here that we haven't seen yet. So I'll walk around, but that right there is the cave that we're going to be going to. Jeez. Nothing but imps. Okay, we'll just gang up on this guy and the fight should be over in a second. Perfect. Alright. Sick of fighting imps, let's just move on. Now there's some really tough enemies in here, and there's treasure to the left, but I'm going to come back for it later when I'm another level up, because I'm going to, once again, walk around here and fight everything, so... No one touches the princess. Light warriors, you impertinent fools. I, Garland, will knock you all down. Yeah, but... you know what? I was gonna Chumbawamba. I'm not gonna Chumbawamba. I will not Chumbawamba. But I will also not walk around this dungeon, because once you beat this guy, you kind of teleport back to the castle. I'll come back here a little later to collect the treasure and to fight all the enemies in here. There's quite a few new ones inside this temple, but we're not gonna do them just yet. This guy should be easy enough just to spam attack. So I didn't buy any magic anyway, so it's not like I have any other choice. But this guy should be easy enough to fight with just attacking. So. Hopefully it doesn't take more than... There we go. Perfect. Okay. 250 gold. Good deal. The bats all just say this, and there's the princess. She's returned, and here's what the king has to say. Thank you for saving the princess. To aid your quest, I ordered a bridge to be built to the continent. Now, go make the orb shine again. and the princess gives us a lute, saying that it might come in handy, and it will, just not until, like, pretty much the end of the game. So, we'll just hang on to that for now. It's really important that you talk to her, because if you... Thank you for rescuing the princess. You're welcome. It's really important that you talk to her, because I don't think you can enter or leave the final dungeon without it. You might get stuck. I'm not sure. Just make sure you talk to her. Alright, time to buy some magic. If I can remember where the shop is. Okay, that's the clinic. That's where you go if you die. Here we go. So, okay, we've got a white mage and a red mage, and I'm going to buy Cure and Harm for our white mage, and I'll buy Cure for the red mage. Ruse, I think, increases your evasion, I think, but you can only cast it on yourself, so I'm not going to buy that. That should be all I need. I just confused myself for a second. Yeah, we're not going to buy Ruse, I don't think. Yeah. Okay, and for black magic, the only person that can learn that is our red mage, and we're going to buy fire. Sleep is pretty much useless. You can put enemies to sleep, but they wake right back up. I don't know what lock does at all, and lit is a lightning spell that I'm not going to buy right now. I might come back for that later, we'll see. But right now we'll look at our magic. See, we have 3 of 3 there at the top. That means we can cast either of those spells 3 times, but that's it. And for this one, again, we can cast either Cure or Harm 3 times, and once we use either of those 3 times, we're done. We can't cast any more spells until we rest up in an inn or use a cabin. So, just going to check out our status real quick. 43. Okay. Well, we're going to go across this bridge that the king had ordered to be built. It's just north of here. And once we get to the main continent here... Oh. I should cut this battle out, but I'm just going to be a little lazy because they're just imps. Perfect, just swinging at the air. Okay. Alright, onto the bridge. And so their journey begins. Final Fantasy. What awaits the 4, they do not know. Each holding an orb that 2,000 years ago shined with the beauty from within, but now only darkness. Come, start your journey. Return the light of peace to our world. And then we have to see some credits that we don't care about. Alright. So we're going to fight some different enemies up here, and I'm excited to show them to you. So, well, here's going to be one right here. There's the Mad Pony that I told you about. We can encounter 4 of these at a time, and this is a pretty tough enemy for the beginning of the game. 4 of them would probably be kind of tough, even though we're level 2. And that's why we leveled up before we went to that first dungeon, was just in case we ran into those. But no sweat, took care of that. Let's just keep going. Nope. Just cut that battle out just like that, and we'll move on. Alright, there's a cave here that we're going to go into. But first, we're going to fight a snake that can possibly poison us. Let's hope that we don't get... Okay, great. I didn't buy any potions, so... There's an antidote that you can take for this. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Pure. I don't have any, so we're just going to be poisoned, and you're going to see what that does to us. We're going to have a noise that happens every time we walk around, and it's just going to be draining our HP. But luckily for us, the cave that we're going to next has not only my favorite song in the game, but also there's a pure potion in there. So let's just go get it. Oh, right. It rearranges the order of your party whenever you get poisoned. I'm trying to figure out how to set it back. It's important to be in order, though, because the person on top gets targeted the most, followed by the next guy, then the next guy, and the last guy. And so we have them in order according to their strength and their defense. Alright, every time you open a chest, it starts the song over again. With that pure potion, we will cure us of poison, and you see how it knocked our HP all the way down to 1. Yeah, no bueno. Poison in this game is brutal. And there's a heal potion that'll help us out, and another heal potion. But we're going to talk to this broom. He's telling us to push B and select. We're going to do that once we leave here. But first, I'm going to show some magic for the first time. Let's go to our red mage. And we'll cast our cure spell. Cure's easy for me to say. Alright, we'll just use all 3 of them. Now our red mage can no longer use magic until we save it in inn. Okay. That's B and select. It shows us the map and where we are. That blinking crosshair is where we are right now. And we're going to head back to the castle that we started at, well, the town anyway, so that we can heal up. We did level up, and if we rest at the inn, we'll get our spell charges back. So let's make sure we do that, and I'll cut this battle out. Alright, another mad pony. I'll cut this battle out as well. Perfect. Back across the bridge. Probably fight another imp or 2 on the way. Well, maybe not. Can we get there? Awesome. Rest up and continue our journey. The next town is over to the east. Alright, I'll cut this battle out. Okay. Next area is just over here to the east. And we're still going to fight some different enemies in this area as well. Ugh. 3 mad ponies. Okay. This is going to be a tough battle. I'm going to leave this one in because it's going to be a tough battle. Let's see if the harm spell does anything to him. That usually only works on undead, like skeletons and zombies and stuff. We'll see if it does anything here. No, it doesn't. They're not zombie horses. Okay. Let's try some fire. See if they're weak to fire. Sweet. 20 damage. Our physical attacks do about that much. We'll just stick with physical attacks. Oof. Critical hit. Nice. Okay. moving on. See if we can get to this next town here before we need to use our healing potions. Okay, cool. New enemy, a creep. These things are weak to fire, so I'm going to use my fire on one of them, and hopefully that's enough to kill it. We'll see. I'll spread out my last attack here just in case. Oh, God. I probably should have used Cure on my white mage. Hopefully we make it. I don't want to die this early. Okay, 50 damage. That's pretty good. I'm just going to cure my white mage with my white mage and stick with the fire, because that's working. Perfect, I get to go first. Alright, well, if we get hit by this thing and he targets our white mage, we might still survive. Excellent. There's another enemy up here called an Ogre, and sometimes you'll see those creeps paired with ogres. And ogres are just amazing enemies to level up against. They give you good gold, they give you good experience, and at this point in the game, that's probably the enemy that you're going to hope for if you need to do some grinding. But right now we've got an Iguana. We'll make sure we take him out. High defense on this guy. Not getting very much damage in, but thankfully we got him anyway. Okay, let's go into town and we'll heal up at the inn. Now, the inn here is going to be more expensive than the last place. Let's. I know talking to one of these people starts a battle, and I don't want to start a battle right now. I just want to save and get my HP back. I think it might be that guy. I don't know. Help! What's wrong? Yeah, I think that's the guy that I don't want to talk to right now. Let's check out some of the shops. So, we're going to look for... Okay. We can afford one spell. Let's just get ice right now. And I'll head over to the weapon shop, but I don't think we're going to have enough money to buy anything just yet. Okay. Our fighter and our red mage can both equip the short sword, but we don't have enough gold right now, so that's what it's going to tell us. You can't afford that. So we'll have to go fight some stuff, gain some cash, and come back. And I just accidentally bought an iron hammer, so... Sweet. Okay, it's time to progress the story. Let's go talk to this guy. He is going to tell us what's going on. Let's go check out the white magic shop. We can't afford anything right now, but we can see what we've got here. We're going to buy most of these for our white mage a little later. But, okay, let's go progress the story. I think this guy in the middle is who I need to talk to. Here he is. That's the pirate over there. Okay. I'm going to talk to this guy. This town has been invaded by pirates. Okay, so that's what this dude's doing over here. We're going to talk to him, and he's going to be a stereotypical pirate. Here we go. I am Biggie the pirate, and are you surprised? What the fuck? I can't read. I can't read. Get those landlubbers! Okay, so these pirates are actually ridiculously easy. I'm going to spread out my attacks as far as possible. Just everybody should be able to one-shot them as long as they don't miss. These things are arguably weaker than the imps that we've been fighting. It's just that there's 9 of them, so this could take a little bit of time if I miss all the time. And this is a forced battle when you talk to that pirate. You will always fight 9 here. As you can see, they're no match for any of our attacks here. I think they have 6 HP, and the only problem with this battle is that there's going to be 9 of them, so they can really do some damage. Hopefully we thin their numbers out before they can really take out too much of our HP. Alright, just gang up on the last guy. Who gets to take him out? The thief. Ah. There we go. 360 gold. Perfect. Okay, you got me. Take my ship. We will do that. That's the easiest pirate ship you will ever acquire in your life. The elves across the sea, Matoya's herb is the only thing that can wake their prince. Thank you. We don't need to be afraid of pirates anymore. Well, now they're your friends, apparently. Okay, let's check out the... Let's check out the item shop. Let's buy some stuff here. We don't want to get poisoned again, so I'm going to make sure I buy a couple of these. And I'll buy some heal potions too. We'll just spend all of our money right now. I know that we have spells and we have weapons that we need to buy, but I will come back for that. So, now that I have the boat, there's some new enemies that we can go check out, and I'm not going to check out the armor shop just yet because we don't have the money, and I have a feeling that driving around on the boat for as long as I'm going to need to show you all the enemies in the ocean, I'm going to have more than enough money to come back and buy all the weapons and armor that I need. And I'll probably level up as well, and once I do that, I'll go back to the cave that we fought Garland in, and collect the treasure there that I missed, as well as fight the enemies there that I didn't show you yet. So let's just sail around in our boat. Cool. Alright, so these guys here, let's try ice. Let's see if we can just take one out. Because they can paralyze you and then do some serious damage with attacks while you're not able to do anything. Sweet, we missed. Come on. I'm just going to fight him. I'm just going to fight him. So we've got the Odd Eye, and we've got Sahags. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Sea Hag. They just didn't have enough letters to spell it out. So here we go, the last two guys. We'll spread our attacks out. We'll see if we can take them out with 2 people. Not when you miss. Can't do it when you miss. Jeez. Oh my god. Finally, alright. One more attack ought to do it. But I gotta make sure I land the attack. Come on. Ugh. Come on. There we go. Alright, no more Sahags. Got some good experience, got some gold there, not quite that much gold. The thing in the ocean that gives you the most gold are a version of the pirates that we already fought. So hopefully we run into a few of those so that we can afford all the weapons we want to buy. But there's also sharks and a red version of the Sahag that is just a little bit stronger. Okay, so these are the pirates I was talking about. Kaizoku? They're very weak, and they're not quite as weak as the pirates are, but they're pretty easy to take out. So these guys give you some pretty good experience in gold. If you're going to try to grind in the ocean, these are the guys you want to hope for. I thought they had a little bit less HP than that. I just realized we're pretty low on HP ourselves. Might want to consider healing here. black belt does not have, or your thief rather, does not have magic. Here we go. Perfect. Alright, well. Yeah, let's just heal up. Let's do it. Wasn't sure who I wanted to heal there, but okay. It doesn't matter. We don't get to we don't get our turn to do that anyway. So those were the Kaizokus. Let's go and replenish some HP and go back out into the world to fight. Alright, we've got 800 gold. Well, we got 800 G. I assume the G stands for gold. Let's go buy ourselves that sword that costs 550. That's a wall. That's a wall. Okay, so we can afford one of these right now. We're going to come back and buy another one for our red mage, but right now we're just going to buy a short sword, and then we're going to sell the sword that we have. When you sell your items, you get half of what you paid for them. So let's go into our inventory. We will equip the short sword. Come on. Oh, that's right. I'm confused about the iron hammer because I don't remember buying it. But, yep, I did. Here we go. Let's just sell those. Get rid of that. Don't need this. And you don't need this. Don't accidentally sell your short sword. Okay. Now that we've got some stronger weapons, let's go test them out. And it just occurred to me that I never showed you an ogre. So let's do some battles on land for a second. Right after we talk to this guy. Escape from Melmond in the west. We're not going there for a long time, bud. Okay, let's try and find an ogre. Alright, first try. Okay, so we're just going to spam attack on this guy. I'm not sure if he's weak to anything or not, but I think they only have about 110 HP. And they give you some pretty good gold and experience themselves, so if we could stop missing, we'll see what kind of damage our new sword could do. Okay. $195 gold, so almost 200 gold from that one battle. That's a good enemy to grind if you need some cash. But right now we're gonna hope to fight some of the other things in the sea. Let's see. There's a shark and a red version of the Sahag. Let's hope that we can get. Okay, there's the shark. These things are actually pretty difficult at this point in the game. Let's see if fire does anything. Not really. Okay. Should I try ice? Come on. There we go. Okay, so I think there's only one more enemy in the sea we haven't seen, so let's hope that we get that next. And I'm going to go back to the castle. There we go, the Red Sahag. I'm guessing that's what R stands for. We got another shark along with it, so this is going to be a pretty tough battle. I'm going to focus on the shark first. Take that. Son of a... I should probably just use ice. I'm not going to, though. I'm not going to do it. Missed. There we go. That's the type of damage we want to see with that new sword. 51. Fuck the Red Sahag. Jeez, the missing is unbelievable. There we go, critical hit. Awesome. Okay, I think that's everything in the sea. And it doesn't matter what part of the ocean you're in, those are the only things you're going to fight. I'm going to try to go back to the original town that I started in because the inn there is cheaper. And then we're going to go check out and see... Oh, first we'll fight these guys. And then we'll go check out that cave that we fought our first boss battle in and fight some of the enemies there. Alright, I'm going to leave this battle in. I know I said I'd cut out repetitive battles, but I just want to show you how much gold you get when you fight these guys. Let's see. We should be able to afford all of the equipment that we need in no time if we fight enough of these guys. But money shouldn't be a problem for us this game at all, really, because I'm going to be fighting so many battles just to make sure that I show you all the different enemies. So, like I said, we're not going to have to grind too much because we're kind of doing that as we play the game the whole time. So it's how I'm doing it for this walkthrough, or this playthrough rather, and it's... Some people would argue that it is very time-consuming to do it that way. A lot of people like to run from battles and then grind at certain spots that provide you with a lot of gold or a lot of HP. I'm not going to do that. I want to show you all the enemies. I don't want to skip over anything, and I especially don't want to skip over an enemy at the end of the game called War Mech. And you can probably beat this game at level 25-ish, somewhere around there. The max level's 50, though, and War Mech is arguably harder than the final boss. I think he's harder than the final boss. So, and you also only have like a 1 in 50 chance to fight him on this bridge. So we're going to be walking back and forth on a bridge in a very difficult dungeon until we fight this guy. So level 50 will not be overkill based on just the sheer number of battles we'll probably need to do in order to fight this guy. So we might make it all the way to level 50, we might not, but I think it's possible to beat this game, especially if you bypass War Mech. It's possible to beat this game as low as level like 23, 25, somewhere in there. But let's just kill this last Kaizoku and collect our cash. 75 experience. Was that 600 G? There we go. Let's rest up over here. Excellent. Now, let's go check out Garland's lair and fight some other things and steal all the treasure that's in there that we didn't get before. We're a much higher level now, so any of the enemies along the way, especially these imps, are going to pose no threat to us whatsoever. Here we go. There's another enemy up here that we haven't fought yet. It's called a bone, and I want to make sure that I fight one of those. But right now we've got 2 creeps, and This should be some pretty good experience, so I'm going to leave this battle in. We might level up, I'm not sure. Alright, I'm not going to use fire on him a second time. Save that spell for later. Ugh. Come on. Perfect. Level up. Perfect. Just click through all of this crap. And hopefully our next battle is with a bone. Now, I cut out probably 5 or 10 battles here with imps, just so you didn't have to watch all of that. Here we go. Here's some bones. I'm going to use Harm on them. I'm not sure how much HP they have, but Harm, like I said before, attacks the undead. So these guys and zombies and other stuff, like they'll all get hit, and it hits every enemy for big damage. So that's that is our white mage's contribution to attacking whenever there's enemies like that. And in here to the left is a bunch of treasure, and there's treasure to the right as well, and I'll show you those rooms, but we're not going to be able to get them yet. That mystic key. Okay, a ghoul. These guys can attack you in groups of 9, and they can stun you or paralyze you. So just like that. So if you face a big group of them, although they don't do high damage, they can stun you and you won't get a chance to attack or run, and they're quite dangerous. That harm spell is amazing when you're fighting big groups of them. So let's go in here and get ourselves a cap. I'll equip that right now on our fighter. Okay, there's another treasure room just to the north of here. That's a wall. Ugh, in the door. In the door. Alright, a heal potion. And a cabin. A cabin will allow us to save the game on the overworld map. Some wolves, a bunch of wolves. A cabin will allow us to save our game just anywhere out in the world, and it will restore a lot of our HP. It's something that I don't buy in this game very often, because there's 3 things that you can use like that. There's a tent, a cabin, and a house. A house will restore your spell charges as well, and a tent allows you to save your game, and it restores a little bit of HP. Tents are so cheap in comparison to the cabins that just use 5 or 10 tents instead of buying 1 cabin. So the only cabins that I'll be using in this game are ones that I find in chests just like that. If I could stop missing, I could move on to the next part of this dungeon here. Come on. Alright, take him out, fighter. Oh, the white mage to the rescue. Let's go. Okay, we've seen these guys outside, and we know that we could use the harm spell, but they're such pushovers. Let's just fight them. Boom. Ugh. And of course, our fighter has to swing at the air because he attacked the first one. White mage putting in work. Love it. Okay. Just like the other side, there's 2 rooms over here. But these ones we're not going to be able to go in because the door is locked with the mystic key. So we'll have to come back here a 3rd time. Alright, I'll just cut this battle out. And there's one more room down here. And it too is locked with the mystic key. what in the world could be inside there? Wolves, I'll just cut that out. There's 2 more enemies in here that I want to show you before I leave, so I'll cut out all the battles until I face those 2. I'll just meander around here right by the stairs. Okay, zombies. Cool. That's one of the enemies, and these guys, just like the ghouls, they can paralyze you, and we're just going to spread out our attacks and use the harm spell, and that should take care of everybody. Good. Excellent. So there's that, and there's one more monster in here that we can fight. Let's see if we can get him on the next battle. There might be others that I'm missing. I don't recall there being anything else in here other than what we fought already. And okay, we've got ourselves a GR wolf, a Gur wolf. I'm not sure if we've seen one of those yet, so I'll leave this battle in. And it's just like the blue version of the imp. It's just a stronger wolf. It has more HP, but I'm not sure that the attacks that he does are any more lethal than the original wolf. Take out the easy enemies first, so this battle doesn't take quite as long. All right. What I'm looking for is a spider. It might be a spider, it might be an arachnid. I'm not sure what they call it. There's both in this game. I'm not sure which one's in this cave. There we go, the spider. Okay. Some of these enemies have the ability to poison you. I'm not sure if a spider can or not. I know that the green version of this, the arachnid, I think it's called, I know that can poison you. So let's hope that he doesn't even get a turn to try and do it, because I'd hate to have to use one of those potions. Perfect. Okay, I think that's everything in here. Yep, nothing else here. Perfect. Let's go. Right, just head back to the boat. I'll cut out all these battles with imps. There's not going to be anything we haven't seen already. And with all the battles that we've done, and the ones that we're going to have in the sea, we should have enough money to buy all of the weapons and armor that we want. So once I get past these imps and all the stuff that we're going to encounter in the ocean, we'll pick up our next amount of equipment and move on to the next town. First, let's just go save at the inn because it's cheaper here. Oh yeah, we totally have plenty of gold for all the stuff that we're gonna buy. I keep calling it gold. It just says G. I have plenty of G. It's up, not down. Alright, cut that battle out. Come on. Sing with me. You can do it. Alright. Okay, so what should we do first? Weapons or armor? Doesn't really much matter. Let's go for armor. If I could walk. I'm walking around this town like I'm drunk. I'm hitting every wall in sight. Okay, we're gonna buy ourselves a shield and some gloves. And that's about it. The iron armor is really good, and I know that we can afford it, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to come across some in some chests and some dungeons later, so I'm going to save the money for now and just stick with what I got. But first, we have to equip it. So let's put the shield on and the gloves, and let's move on to the weapon shop. We'll buy ourselves another sword. The next town that we go to is going to have yet another sword that we can buy. That's one of the better swords in the first half of the game, and it's not cheap. But we will get there eventually. I'm just going to try and think about what I want to buy as far as white magic is concerned. I think I want... I'm going to buy anti-lightning. That's what that is. It greatly reduces the damage taken by lightning, and I think I'm going to buy invisible. That's a lot like Ruse, only you can cast it on whoever you want. So I don't think it's quite as good though. But Ruse you can only cast on yourself. So all right, let's check out black magic. Our red mage is the only one that can learn anything here. I'll get slow. There's some enemies that are able to do more than one attack in their turn, and if you put slow on them, they'll only attack you once. So that's pretty useful against some enemies that like to attack a lot. And we're gonna buy ourselves a sword, short sword. We're gonna give it to our red mage, and once again, we're broke. Let's equip that. I'm gonna rearrange this too. I like having my weapon in the first slot there. I don't want to... There we go. I have to equip it again. Excellent. Alright, now let's go sell that rapier. Not the short sword. There we go. Okay, so we're all stocked up. We've got ourselves the best weapons that we can have right now, the best armor that we can have right now. Well, we could buy that other one, but I'm not going to grind until I have 800G. Just not going to do it. I'm going to instead get on my ship and move to the next town. Let's go. Come on. Already seen this, I'm just going to cut it out. So the next town is south of here and west. So we're just gonna we're kind of in like this ocean can only go like in a circle. There's a peninsula that we're gonna build a canal in later, and then we'll be able to explore the rest of the map. But for now, we're kind of confined to this little lake area. Going south and west. Here we are. Excellent. Can we get there before we have a battle? No, we can't. Okay, 2 ogres. That's excellent. These are the types of enemies that you want to see over here. You're going to see these guys a lot. You're also going to see creeps and wolves, but I don't think we're going to see too many more imps unless we go venture back up near Corneria. So these guys right here, the 2 ogres, this is what you're hoping for if you want to grind around here. So these guys give you the best HP, best experience, and the best G per fight. And they're pretty easy, so we're just going to focus all of our attacks on the first guy until he's gone, and then focus all our attacks on the second guy until he's gone. But this should be the last battle of this first part of Final Fantasy 1. I'm going to call it quits here. We've played for... Well, I've played for about an hour and 40 minutes, but I think that I've been able to cut this video down to about an hour. And I'd like to say thank you guys for joining me on part 1. There will be many, many more parts to this, and I'm thankful to have you along for the ride because this is one of my favorite games on the NES. So, there we go. There's our battle. Let's see how much G we got and see how much experience we got. Okay, almost 100 experience, almost 300 G. That's really, really good at this point in the game. Like I said, the stuff in this town here is extremely expensive, and the next cave that we go to is one of the hardest dungeons in the entire game. It's called the Marsh Cave, and so we're going to make sure that we have a high enough level before we go there, otherwise we're just going to get destroyed. But I'm really looking forward to continuing this story with you, and we'll do that in part 2. So stay tuned, and I'll see you there. Take care.